The last stand of Earth. The Galactic Empire stretched across 10,000 star systems, its massive warships casting shadows over entire worlds. For 300 years, no civilization had dared challenge their supremacy. Species after species had bent their knee, surrendering their sovereignty to avoid annihilation. The Empire's doctrine was simple: submit or be destroyed. Earth had been under their control for 50 years. Once a vibrant blue jewel in the cosmic tapestry, humanity's homeworld now bore the scars of subjugation. Orbital platforms monitored every communication, while Empire administrators controlled every aspect of human life. The proud species that had once dreamed of reaching the stars now found themselves prisoners on their own planet. In the depths of what remained of the Pacific, Fleet Command, Captain Sarah Chen stood before a holographic display showing the Empire's latest ultimatum. Her weathered hands gripped the edge of the tactical table as she read the message for the third time. The Empire demanded Earth's complete industrial output for their war machine, along with 10 million human conscripts for their armies. "They're bleeding us dry," muttered Commander Marcus Rodriguez, her second in command. His dark eyes reflected the blue glow of the hologram. "At this rate, there won't be anything left of humanity in another generation." Sarah nodded grimly. She had spent her entire adult life in what remained of Earth's resistance movement, watching as the Empire slowly strangled their world. But tonight was different. Tonight, she had hope. "Show me the Prometheus," she commanded. The hologram shifted, revealing a sleek vessel hidden in the remnants of the Mariana Trench shipyards. Unlike the Empire's massive dreadnoughts, the Prometheus was compact, built for speed and agility. Its hull gleamed with an experimental coating that scattered sensor readings, making it nearly invisible to standard detection systems. "She's ready, Captain," reported Chief Engineer Yuki Tanaka, her voice crackling through the secure channel. "The fusion drive tests exceeded all expectations. The adaptive armor is functioning at 98% efficiency. We've integrated every piece of salvaged Empire technology we could reverse engineer, plus a few surprises of our own." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The Prometheus represented 20 years of secret development, humanity's last gamble. While the Empire believed they had crushed human innovation, pockets of resistance had been working tirelessly in hidden facilities across the globe. "What about the crew?" Sarah asked. "Assembled and ready," Rodriguez confirmed. 50 of our best from every continent. Pilots, engineers, tacticians, even a few former Empire prisoners who know their systems inside out. They all volunteered, knowing this might be a one-way trip. The secure communication channel chirped, and the weathered face of General Ahmad Hassan appeared on a secondary screen. As the leader of Earth's Underground Resistance Council, he had authorized this desperate mission. "Captain Chen," Hassan began, his voice heavy with the weight of command, "the Empire's deadline is 48 hours. After that, they begin forced conscription. Millions of our people will be taken to serve as cannon fodder in their endless wars." Sarah straightened her spine. "The Prometheus is ready, General. My crew understands the mission." Hassan's eyes softened slightly. "Sarah, what you're attempting, one ship against the Empire's entire armada. The odds are impossible," Sarah finished for him. "But humanity has always excelled at the impossible. We went from horse-drawn carriages to the moon in less than a century. We survived ice ages, plagues, and world wars. The Empire thinks they've broken us, but they've only made us stronger." The general nodded slowly. "Then may whatever gods are listening go with you. The fate of Earth rests in your hands." As the communication ended, Sarah turned to Rodriguez. "Prepare for immediate departure. We launch in 6 hours." "Captain," Rodriguez hesitated. "The Empire's Third Fleet alone has over 200 warships. Their flagship, the Decimator, has enough firepower to crack a moon. How can one ship make a difference?" Sarah's eyes blazed with determination. "The Empire has grown complacent, Marcus. They think in terms of overwhelming force, of rigid tactics that have worked for centuries. But they've never faced humans who have nothing left to lose. We're not going to fight them on their terms. We're going to show them what human ingenuity, courage and sheer stubborn will can accomplish. She activated the ship's communication system, addressing the assembled crew. This is Captain Chen. In 6 hours we launch on a mission that history will either remember as humanity's finest hour or our final act of defiance. The Empire expects us to kneel, to accept our fate as their slaves. They believe their Armada is invincible. She paused, letting her words sink in. They're wrong. Tonight, we remind the galaxy why humanity survived when 100 other species perished. Tonight, we show them that one human ship, crewed by the best of our species, can change the course of history. Prepare for launch. Our destiny awaits. In the hidden bunkers and resistance cells across Earth, word spread quickly. Humanity's last hope, the Prometheus, was about to challenge the might of the Galactic Empire. Some prayed, others wept, but all understood the stakes. This was more than a military mission. It was a declaration that humanity would not go quietly into the night. As Sarah made her way to the ship, she thought of her grandmother's words, spoken decades ago when the Empire first arrived. They can chain our bodies, Sarah, but they'll never chain the human spirit. Remember that. When the time comes, show them what we're made of. The time had come. The Prometheus, humanity's answer to tyranny, would soon take flight. Against all odds, against an enemy that had never known defeat, one ship would carry the hopes and dreams of an entire species. The Empire wanted submission, but humanity would give them something else entirely, a fight they would never forget. In the darkness of the ocean depths, the Prometheus's engines began their pre-launch sequence. The last stand of Earth was about to begin. The Prometheus Rises dawn broke over the Pacific as the Prometheus emerged from its underwater sanctuary. The experimental coating on its hull absorbed the morning light, making the ship appear as nothing more than a shimmer in the air. Captain. Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, watching Earth shrink beneath them as they climbed toward the stars. All systems nominal, reported Lieutenant Commander Raj Patel from the navigation station. The young officer's hands moved across his console with practiced precision. Stealth systems are holding. We're invisible to Empire sensors. Sarah nodded, her eyes scanning the tactical displays surrounding her command chair. The bridge of the Prometheus was unlike anything the Empire had ever seen. Where their ships relied on massive control rooms with dozens of operators, humanity had condensed everything into a compact, efficient space. 5 key stations controlled every aspect of the ship, backed by artificial intelligence systems that had been secretly developed in Earth's hidden laboratories. Engineering report, Sarah commanded. Chief Engineer Yuki Tanaka's voice came through crystal clear. Fusion reactor operating at peak efficiency, Captain. The quantum drive is charged and ready. We can engage hyperspeed on your order. The quantum drive was humanity's greatest secret. While the Empire's ships used conventional faster-than-light technology that left detectable signatures across space, the Prometheus could slip through dimensions like a ghost. It was a technology born from decades of theoretical physics, finally, made real by human desperation and ingenuity. Weapon status. Sarah turned to her tactical officer, Lieutenant Miguel Santos, a former resistance fighter from South America, grinned with fierce pride. All weapon systems online, Captain. The particle cannons are charged. Missile tubes loaded with our special packages. The Empire won't know what hit them. The weapons were another human innovation. While the Empire relied on brute force energy weapons, humanity had developed precision instruments of destruction. Each missile contained not just explosives, but sophisticated electronic warfare packages designed to infiltrate and disable Empire systems. The particle cannons could be tuned to different frequencies, making them unpredictable and difficult to shield against. Captain, Communications Officer Lisa Park interrupted. I'm picking up Empire transponder signals. 3 scout ships bearing 270 Mark 15. They're on standard patrol pattern Alpha. Sarah felt her pulse quicken. This would be their first test. Distance? 40,000 kilometers and closing. They haven't detected us yet. Around the bridge, the crew tensed. These were the same scouts that had terrorized human settlements for decades, reporting back to the Empire about any signs of resistance. Each scout ship was crewed by Vortanian warriors, the Empire's most loyal species, known for their ruthlessness and technological superiority. "This is it, people," Sarah announced. "Time to introduce ourselves. Raj, bring us to intercept course. Figel, prepare a welcome package. Lisa, monitor their communications. I want to know the moment they spot us." The Prometheus shifted course with fluid grace, its engines barely whispering as it closed the distance. Through the view screen, the scout ships appeared as silver daggers against the starfield, their Empire insignias gleaming with arrogant pride. 30,000 kilometers, Raj reported. Still no detection. Sarah smiled grimly. The Empire's confidence in their technology was about to cost them dearly. "Miguel, target the lead ship's communication array. Yuki, prepare to drop stealth. On my mark." 15,000 kilometers, Raj continued. "Captain, at this range, their sensors should have picked us up even through standard cloaking." "But we're not using standard cloaking," Dr. Elena Vasquez spoke up from the science station. The quantum physicist had been instrumental in developing their stealth systems. "The quantum field displacement is working perfectly. To their sensors, we're just background radiation. 5,000 kilometers. We're in optimal firing range." Sarah gripped her armrests. "Drop stealth. Fire." The Prometheus shimmered into existence like a predator emerging from shadow. Before the scout ships could react, surgical strikes of particle energy lanced out, precisely targeting their communication systems. The lead scout's array exploded in a shower of sparks, leaving it mute and blind. "Their shields are down to 40%, Miguel reported with amazement. "Our frequency modulation bypassed their primary defense grid." The two remaining scouts wheeled around, their weapons charging, but the Prometheus was already moving, dancing between their firing solutions with impossible agility. Where Empire ships moved like fortresses in space, the human vessel flowed like water. "Incoming message from the scouts," Lisa announced. "They're demanding our identification and surrender." Sarah stood, her voice carrying the weight of 50 years of oppression. "Open a channel. Let them hear us." The main screen flickered to life, showing the reptilian features of a Vortanian commander. Its scales shifted from green to red as it recognized the human design of their bridge. "Impossible," the alien hissed. "Humans have no warships. You are in violation of Empire law. Surrender immediately or be destroyed." Sarah stepped forward, her chin raised defiantly. "I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earthship Prometheus. We reject your laws, we reject your empire, and we reject your offer of surrender. Humanity is done kneeling." The Vortanian's eyes widened. "One ship? You dare challenge the Empire with one ship? You will be annihilated." "Maybe," Sarah replied calmly. "But not by you. Miguel, disable their engines. Show them what human engineering can do." The tactical officer's fingers danced across his console. 2 missiles launched from the Prometheus, but instead of following predictable trajectories, they performed impossible maneuvers, spiraling around the scouts' defensive fire. The warheads detonated not against the ship's hulls, but in precisely calculated positions that created resonance waves in their shield harmonics. The scouts' engines flickered and died, leaving them drifting helplessly in space. "How?" the Vortanian commander gasped. "Your technology is primitive. This is impossible." Sarah smiled coldly. "You've had 50 years to study us, and you learned nothing. Humans don't just adapt. We innovate. We take your technology, understand it, and make it better. Your empire is about to learn what happens when you corner the most creative species in the galaxy." She cut the communication and turned to her crew. "Raj, set course for the Nexus Point. It's time to send a message to the Empire." The Nexus Point was a strategic location where multiple hyperspace routes converged. It was here that the Empire maintained a significant fleet presence, a symbol of their control over this sector of the galaxy. It was also where the Prometheus would make its first real statement. As the human ship engaged its quantum drive, disappearing into folded space-time, the disabled scouts drifted silently. Their crews would eventually be rescued, carrying with them a tale that would spread through the Empire like wildfire. The humans had a warship, and it was unlike anything they had ever encountered. In the depths of the Prometheus, the crew prepared for what was to come. Engineers fine-tuned systems, tactical teams ran combat simulations, and in the quiet moments, they shared stories of Earth, of families left behind, of dreams of freedom. Navigator Raj Patel plotted their course with mathematical precision, his ancestors' knowledge of stellar navigation combining with cutting-edge quantum theory. Weapons specialist Miguel Santos checked and rechecked each missile, each carrying the hopes of millions. Dr. Elena Vasquez monitored the quantum field generators, marveling at how human desperation had achieved what the Empire deemed impossible. They traveled through the folded dimensions of space. Sarah stood before the main view screen, watching the stars blur past. Rodriguez joined her, his expression thoughtful. "The Empire will bring everything they have against us," he said quietly. Sarah nodded. "Let them come. They've spent centuries perfecting the art of dominance through overwhelming force. We've spent millennia perfecting the art of survival through adaptation. They're about to learn which is stronger." The Prometheus raced toward its destiny, one ship against an empire, carrying within its hull not just weapons and technology, but something far more powerful, the indomitable human spirit. The Empire had awakened something they never should have. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't in their numbers or their weapons, but in their refusal to accept the impossible. The rebellion had begun, and it would be fought with the only weapons humanity had ever truly mastered: courage, creativity, and an absolute refusal to surrender. The Prometheus rose not just through space, but through legend, a symbol of hope for Earth and a nightmare for the Empire. The galaxy would soon learn a lesson that Earth's children had always known: never underestimate a human with nothing left to lose and everything to fight for.